So wherever you are from the Holiday Bowl in San Diego, we wish you a very happy holiday season. Garcia gets a good foot into it. It will not be run out. It will not be run out. So our first opportunity to watch the Brigham Young offense will come from the Cougar 20-yard line.
We want to thank
Jim McMahon, number 9, is the quarterback. He is the last man to join the huddle. We expect to see number 20, Scott Phillips, and number 36, Eric Lane, as his running backs. His wide receivers, Matt Braga, number 19, and to the right, Lloyd Jones, number 87. Big hole for Phillips, the tailback, and he gets about 8 yards on first down.
Good block that time by the center, Bart Oates, who took on the middle guard, Michael Carter. Excellent hole. Good block by Oates, and Phillips cuts it back very nicely.
As a result, second and short yardage, 2nd and 2, Brigham Young, their own 28-yard line. Ball tip, almost intercepted by Southern Methodist. So McMahon's first pass attempt is very nearly picked off.
He gets a strong rush this time. Watch the right tackle, number 75, Harvey Armstrong.
Michael Carter, the highly touted nose guard, might have gotten a hand on that, number 74. So for Brigham Young, 3rd and 2 at the Cougar 28-yard line. That was Lane, who moved a step to his right, and we may have a delay of game penalty here called against the Cougars. Now, we were told, were we not, Grady, that McMahon likes to make a lot of changes at the line, and that may have caused it.
Yes, he does. And in the films that I saw, it is evident when he's making a change. He stands up and he yells out to the flank to let the wide receivers know that he is making the change. Ray, it's already evident that one of the key matchups in this game will be the defensive front of SMU versus the offensive line of BYU, particularly center Oates and the right guard Lloyd Eldridge against the middle guard Michael Carter and the left tackle Harvey Armstrong.
2 new wide receivers, Davis 88 and Plater 86. It is now 3rd and 8, and big rush. McMahon was right on target, but unable to hold on to the ball was his big tight end, senior Clay Brown of San Gabriel, California.
He's an excellent wide receiver, has great statistics, averages 21 yards a catch, and I think it's unusual for him to drop a pass like that.
So it's punt formation time for Kurt Gunther.
This is Clay Brown.
There is the highly touted defensive back and kick returner, Simmons, for SMU, John Simmons. Fair catch, however, signaled by the short back for the Mustangs, Dick Blaylock, who is a defensive back, and it's at the 48-yard line of SMU. So the Mustangs were equal to the first test from a rather nervous, perhaps, Brigham Young offense, caught on a 5-yard penalty for delay of game. Now our first look at this freshman-directed, tailback-oriented Mustang offense. McElhenney at quarterback. His tailback is James, but this is McElhenney, the freshman. Big gain, close to a first down. To the 40-yard line of Brigham Young goes Lance McElhenney, the Dallas freshman. First down.
At the 40-yard line.
There's an excellent move by the quarterback here. He takes the handoff to the tailback and then tucks the ball and keeps it. The thing that made the play successful was that SMU came out in a 2 tight end offense and only 1 wide receiver, and the tight end on the right side got an excellent block.
Wide to the left comes number 7, Mitchell Bennett. He is a fine receiver. They use him on reverses, which have been very successful. First down, SMU. Now the tailback. Short yardage, about 3 yards for Craig James, the Houston, Texas sophomore.
Brad
Now let's identify some of these other players for you for SMU. The offensive line, 71 is Mike Jusko. 52 is Bob Barnes. 50 is Lance Peterson, the center and captain. Mike Mason, number 67. Lee Spivey, remember that name and his number 76. The tight end, Clement Fox, is on the left side. Smith is wide left, the only wide receiver on 2nd down 7, SMU. McElhenney pitches. There goes the tailback, James. Beautiful timing on the option play. McElhenney to James. 1st down deep in BYU territory.
This is great ball handling by the freshman quarterback McElhenney. McElhenney fakes to the left, comes back to the right, get an excellent block by a tackle out there, and away goes Craig James for about 25 yards.
So 1st down, SMU, 15-yard line of Brigham Young. We've played just about 2 minutes and we have no score. This is the tailback. Bring it to the outside. Might go in. Is Dickerson. Eric Dickerson, the sophomore from Sealy, Texas, puts SMU on the board.
This is an excellent job of running by Dickerson, and I'm not sure that BYU is ready for all this speed. There's the handoff. He takes it to the outside. They get an excellent block from the left tackle, Mike Jusko. And then it's just a race to the end zone, which Dickerson wins easily.
Garcia will try for the extra point, as after 2 minutes and 3 seconds, an explosive opening by SMU. So the Mustangs break on top after 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and the extra point good as signaled by John McClintock. Garcia comes to the ball. And another strong kick into the end zone. And again, there will be no run back by BYU.
Ray, we identified the left tackle. Mike Jusko is getting a good block. The left end also gets a strong block. Trying to see which one that was. I think it was Clement Fox.
Number 36.
Would you anticipate with SMU having that great success with the double tight end and the 1 wide receiver that they'll stay with this at least for the time being, Brady?
Yes, indeed. Now that they're on top, I don't believe that they'll change their tactics at all.
All right. Now let's see what Jim McMahon has in store from the BYU 20-yard line. The nation's leading passer. Blitz underway, but McMahon's a good runner, but he gets only about 2 yards before he's caught from behind.
Tackled by Harvey Armstrong.
Harvey Armstrong, the junior tackle of the Mustangs from Houston.
I think you'll see this offensive line break down here just a little. We mentioned that I thought that Armstrong was going to be going against the guard, Mike Mason, but he was not. He was against the tackle Air and ended up making that sack.
McMahon gets 2. 2nd down 8. Cougar 22-yard line. 7-0. SMU leads, striking early here in the 1st quarter. McMahon setting up quickly. And almost intercepted. Throwing into heavy coverage intended for Bill Davis. That looked like linebacker Gary Moulton, who dropped off Grady into pass coverage.
Yes, it was. He got an awfully deep drop. SMU does drop those linebackers very deep, and here he cut underneath the intended receiver, Bill Davis, and should have had an interception. A very disappointed young man, obviously.
McMahon, we should tell you, had only 18 interceptions in the course of a 12-game regular season and completed 284 out of 445. McMahon is faced with a 3rd and 8 at the BYU 22. This time he is right on target.
I think he dropped that, Ray. Good timing, a good hit by the cornerback.
Nope, they're going to rule that. You're absolutely right, Grady. I thought it was going to be complete. It wasn't. It was on target.
There's the pass. And I think you'll see the cornerback come up and make this hit. It looked like he had the ball for just an instant. And then it flies out on the ground.
So BYU still without a 1st down. Gunther to punt. John Simmons, the great returner. Not only a fine defensive back, but he scored 4 touchdowns this year, 2 on punt returns. Fumble. Simmons gets it back at the SMU 46-yard line. Now let's see if the Mustang strategy is the same as the last time. We had a big run by the quarterback McElhenney. We had a great option play by McElhenney to the one tailback. Now there's that punt return that was almost fumbled by Simmons in heavy traffic.
Simmons had to move to his right and almost lost it.
33-yard punt.
So back live, it is first down. Mustangs, their own 46, leading 7-0. First quarter. Has 11:59 remaining. This is James, the one tailback. Breaks one tackle. Gets about 2 yards to the 48 or 9-yard line. There he runs into Glenn Red, number 41, and we've heard a lot about that fine linebacker for BYU.
He always plays on the strong side. Obviously, Brigham Young feels that he is their best tackler, and he does lead this team in tackles. They give him the opportunity, and he's up to making the plays.
Number 20 along the sidelines for BYU is their fine tailback, Scott Phillips. But now, SMU, second down 7, Mustang 49-yard line. This is McElhenney. He does not get a first down, but he does reach the Cougar 47-yard line, where he ran into the before-mentioned Glenn Red, the senior linebacker from Ogden, Utah.
I think you're going to see a good play on the defense on this replay. McElhenney wanted to pass. I don't think there's any question he was trying to pass, and his receivers were covered, and then he had to tuck the ball away and take off upfield. Him waving that ball around, Ray, you have to think that may cause him some trouble later in the game.
For SMU, third down 3, 47 of BYU. This is James, and he is a yard short of a first down. The Cougars played that very well, led by number 78, Chuck Ian, their sophomore from Layton, Utah. Fourth down. So after about 4.5 minutes of play, the Mustangs lead 7-0, scoring on their first possession. BYU has yet to pick up a first down. Number 23 again is Sikahema. And to his left, there's a fake. Will it result in a touchdown? Touchdown, SMU.
I don't
Greg
see any
James. I see no flags down.
No flags. Greg James was lined up as the short man. I took the snap. Watch this replay from the end zone. You'll see the short snap to Dickerson. He's around the right end. James, excuse me. He's around the right end, and it was interesting to watch the punter, Kaifas. He went through with the kick. He faked it all the way.
I'll tell you this. I was back looking at trying to figure out which man was going to grab the punt, and we were expecting the fireworks, offensive fireworks, from the Brigham Young Cougars based on their regular season high-scoring record. But no. All of the fireworks have come from the Mustangs, who lead 13-0 after exactly 5 minutes of play. So whatever you do, stay close to your television set. We expect a lot more fireworks before this evening is over. The Mustangs, following their second touchdown, the run out of fake punt formation, have Garcia back, and I'm not going to say he's going to try for an extra point, Grady. This might be a fake as well, but it is not. Garcia gets good leg into it, and the Mustangs add to their lead. It is now 14-0. We have played only 5 minutes. This one won't be run back. No way. That was all the way over the end line. That young man has to have a bright future.
Here's this touchdown run again. And a well-conceived play, and obviously well executed. There's an excellent move here by this halfback, James. He sets up the cornerback and then cuts it back to the inside.
That was a second SMU touchdown. Meanwhile, Brigham Young just ran a play from the 20-yard line. tried to get Scott Phillips outside to the left and lost 5 yards in the process. So for the Cougars, who have had very little go right so far, it is now 2nd and 15 at the Brigham Young 15-yard line. The wide receivers are Davis and Plater, and now quarterback Jim McMahon, who has not been able to complete a pass yet. There goes Phillips, and he gets about 8 yards, and as a result, for Brigham Young, a 3rd down 7 at the BYU 23. Let's identify some of these Southern Mustang defenders now for you, because they've been doing very well. Up front, Byron Hunt 80, Richard Neely 78, Michael Carter 74. He's the middleman and leader of that 5-man front. Harvey Armstrong 75, and Russ Washington, perhaps their best pass defender at the one outside position. Those are the 5 men up front. 3rd and 7, Brigham Young, their own 23. 14-0 SMU, first quarter. McMahon, no pressure. Up from behind. Fine play by Harvey Armstrong, the junior from Houston. And BYU still without a first down. Did you notice, was there that good of coverage in the secondary, Grady, that he had to run?
Excellent coverage in the secondary, and they only rushed 4 men that time, so that gave them 7 men back protecting. Normally they rush 5. That one they had 4 men rushing, 7 back, and McMahon just couldn't find any place to throw the ball.
So again, it looks like Simmons will have an opportunity to handle the football. He is the deep man of several by the Mustangs. There is Simmons. Oh, this one is going to be a safety all the way over the end line, and it goes to 16-0 on a high snap that Gunther never had a chance to handle, and Brigham Young will have to kick the ball away to SMU. So a very dejected Kurt Gunther.
Watch Clay Browner. That ball is so high. He has absolutely 0 chance, and I think he recognizes early that it's going to be a safety. And one wonders if this BYU team isn't just a little bit nervous. Even though this is their 3rd consecutive Holiday Bowl, they appear to be having great difficulty getting anything together.
So I never thought I'd say semi-bare, but I'll tell you this, that's an awfully good kick. Simmons did not go out of bounds, and he gets it to the Mustang 37-yard line, but all things considered, that was SMU 36-yard line. This is Dickerson, who scored a touchdown. Good speed to the outside, and turns what could have been a short gain into about an 8-yarder out to the 44.
Bill Shepland came up to make that tackle and didn't put a very good shoulder into Dickerson. Dickerson's a big kid at 6'3" and about 205. Doesn't go down with that kind of tackle.
Jim McMahon, who broke all sorts of passing records, but he's a very confident young man. Very confident, in addition to talent. 2nd down 2, SMU. Bennett in motion. Dickerson gets the first down to the 48-yard line. Now, identification of the Cougar defenders would be in order. Brad Ane, number 93, Chuck Ian, 78, Mike Morgan, 77, and Glenn Tittenser, number 76, are up front for Brigham Young. The linebackers are Ed St. Pierre, 38, Kyle Whittingham, 59, and Glenn Red, 41. The corners, Tom Homo, 46, and Bill Shepland, who made that play a moment ago, number 43. Deep are Bob Prested and Mark Brady. First down, SMU at the Mustang 48, 16-0. Mustangs lead first quarter early. There's that tailback again. Dickerson, first down, BYU 40.
He wasn't even the starter, Ray. The starter, Craig James, has 73 yards and 5 carries, and if Dickerson keeps running like this, he's going to be right up there with James. See, it's just a straight handoff. Dickerson follows the block of the fullback, and you'll notice that the SMU offensive linemen just stayed on their feet and kept driving, and that's what makes that kind of play work.
First down, 41-yard line of Brigham Young. There goes James, the other tailback. But this time, very little is there, and Glenn Red, the senior from Ogden, led the defensive charge, that outstanding Brigham Young linebacker. Now, the Mustangs that time, in addition to changing tailbacks, also changed fullbacks. Number 31, Dave Dykhuizen. Second down, 8. SMU 39 of Brigham Young. 6 minutes left to play first quarter. 16-0 SMU leading. Anthony Smith was the man in motion. The pitch is to James, and a penalty flag down. Penalty flag down near the line of scrimmage. Red made the tackle. The Mustangs are reacting here as if they believe the penalty is against their offensive team. Nope. Offside Brigham Young.
When it rains, it pours.
Offside. It'll be declined. The gain was of more than enough for a first down. And it comes at the 30-yard line.
At the 29.
There's just the option play. Red comes in and forces the quarterback to pitch. And he gets it to that halfback who has a little bit of running room. He picks up 8 yards.
First down, SMU, 30-yard line of Brigham Young. This is Dickerson. Well, Brady, is that offensive line operating as well as these huge gains would indicate, or is it the hard running of the backs, or just a combination?
I think it's a combination of both of those things, and this play is run right behind the big right tackle, Leaf Spivey. He weighs 270 pounds, and they tell me that he can do 4.9 in the 40, and that's awfully fast for a man of any size. When he weighs 270, he generates a lot of force when he comes off the ball.
Dickerson picked up 7. It's 2nd and 3 at the 23 of Brigham Young. Here comes Dickerson to the outside, but this time Brigham Young makes a big play. Number 93, Brad Anay, was one of the Cougars who penetrated, and result is a loss of 2. It is 3rd and 5 at the Cougar 25.
It'll be interesting to see what SMU does here. They have not passed as yet, and only on one occasion do we suspect that they were trying to pass.
Now McElhenney will have wide right Anthony Smith, wide left Gary Smith. Broken down and almost intercepted by Bill Shefflin, the left cornerback, number 43. Made a super play.
Yes, he did. It was just a little square out pass. They were only looking for about 5 yards, and that ball was only thrown at about 4. He was going to let the wide receiver do the rest of it. Shefflin times it up very well and cuts in front and almost makes the interception, which could have gotten BYU back in this ballgame.
So now Eddie Garcia will apparently try a field goal. He has been successful on 11 of 21. This will be a 42-yard attempt. It has the distance. It is good. And the deep men have moved up about 5 yards. Pettis and Sikahima. Sikahima at the 5. 15. Whoa! Was he hit? My goodness.
I don't believe
SMU tight end Clement Fox.
And Ray, I don't believe this wedge of Brigham Young. It looked like they opened the door. The man on the left thought the guy on the right had it. This is an excellent hit by Fox.
Although partially screened, you can almost feel the impact from the Brigham Young 20-yard line. Let's see what McMahon can do. Scott Phillips manages to wedge out about 3. Remember now, here late in the first quarter, the Cougars have been unable to pick up a first down. McMahon has not been able to complete a pass. And I would have to believe now that the important thing from a Brigham Young point of view would be that Brigham Young hopefully somehow can retain its poise as a team.
So all they need to do is pick up a couple of first downs, and I think they'll settle down.
Davis left, Plater to the left. That's Bill Davis out to the left. 2nd down, 8. McMahon looking for his first completion. Great protection. This is Phillips. And he turns it upfield for a BYU first down at the 31-yard line. So McMahon has his first completion.
This is McMahon's first completion, and I think what you'll see here is the linebackers drop very, very deep. McMahon has good protection. Where Phillips makes the reception at the 25, and there are no SMU players within 5 yards of him.
So it's a first down at the Cougar 31-yard line. Getting pressure. But this one is complete to Phillips again. So now McMahon is showing what a smart quarterback he is. He has big pressure. He didn't try to go deep, try to get anything that wasn't there. He went to Phillips, who is an outstanding receiver, his tailback.
Phillips also has excellent speed. If he gets that ball in the open with a little room to run, he has the capability of scattering the field. But Brigham Young is going to have to be careful and watch Russ Washington, who's playing right in. He came free that time, and Ray, you pointed out at the start of the broadcast, he is probably their best pass rusher.
A gain of 5, 2nd and 5 at the BYU 36-yard line. Again, fine protection. This might go all the way. Clay Brown. Touchdown.
This is really an excellent play. Goes for 64 yards. McMahon has adequate protection. And I think that the defensive back gambled just a little. Tried to come over and make an interception, make a play on the ball.
64 yards. McMahon to Clay Brown.
This is a great move by Brown, and I think the defensive back just got outflanked a little bit. There's the pass. And the man misses the tackle, and I did not get that number. We'll see that play after this kick.
BYU gets point number 7 on the board as Eric Kapus adds point number 7 for the Cougars. And would you believe that for McMahon 18-7 game, 2:34 left to play, and there is the before mentioned John Simmons. And the Cougars, for the first time this evening, have something to smile about, and specifically one Clay Brown, who made the marvelous catch and then run to put BYU on the board. Simmons will not run it out. So a good bounce for the Cougars. And as a result, the Mustangs will have their poorest position of this first quarter as Lee Johnson, who did the kicking, comes to the sideline. So the Cougars are setting up defensively as the Mustangs, led by freshman quarterback Lance McElhenney, will put it in play at the SMU 20-yard line. 2:34 left to play first quarter. This is Craig James breaking a big one. And a first down on a 14-yard pickup to the Mustang 34-yard line before Bob Crested, the senior from Glendale, California, ran him out of bounds.
Once again, right off the right side where Lee Spivey is blocking for him. And I think you'll see a good move by Craig James at the sideline. Makes the first man miss, but they managed to hem him in until Glenn Red could get over there.
First down at the Mustang 34. Anthony Smith in motion. This is James. Short gain this time. Good defensive play by, among others, Glenn Titanser, number 76, a defensive end for Brigham Young, and we were told quite a bit about him ahead of time.
Ray, how about a way to spend New Year's Eve? With the Mislew Television Network, at the halftime of the Blue Bonnet Bowl, a little Mislew magic coming up. We want you to join us for the National High School Athletic Coaches Association Prep All-America football.
Double tight end offense. McElhenney on a keeper, short gain. And number 41, Glenn Red, is increasingly making his presence known, the senior linebacker for the Cougars from Ogden.
I think you'll notice that McElhaney covers his ball up a little bit better than we saw him early in the game. He gets a good block here on number 12, and that really forced him to keep the ball. He had to take it inside, and Red was there to make the tackle.
For the Mustangs, third down 7 at their own 32. Late first quarter, 19-7, SMU leading. from Hawaii. Number 93 limited McElhenney to short yardage. It is 4th down and maybe punt formation. We say that because for those of you who joined us late, when SMU was leading 7-0 on a 4th and 1, the ball was snapped instead of to the punter to the short man Craig James, and he ran for 6. Now, by Sikahema is the one-man deep for Brigham Young with only 30 seconds left in the first quarter. The punter is Eric Kafis, and he is an excellent punter, as witnessed by this punt. Inside the 10. Fumble!
The first SMU player overran it.
Somehow SMU did not get the football, and the Cougars got it back at their own 11.
This ball really looks slippery. Vi Sikahema is back, and it just slides right on through. Starts to head for the SMU bench, and the first SMU player overruns it, and Sikahema picks it up.
The clock tells us 16 seconds remain in a first quarter that has had more than its share of explosiveness. Wide to the right, Matt Braga, number 19. Scott Phillips, obviously the workhorse, not only as a runner but as a receiver, gets about 2 to the 13, and barring a penalty or a timeout call, that will be the final play of the first quarter. So the Holiday Bowl has sent off fireworks from San Diego as we have reached the end of the first quarter. Action resumes at the Holiday Bowl after these messages from your local station. For the Cougars, 2nd down 8 at the Cougar 13-yard line. McMahon. Intercepted by SMU at the SMU 46-yard line. Charles Bruton, a senior defensive back, number 27 from Nacogdoches.
This is an excellent play on the part of Bruton. It looks like he's beaten. McMahon does not get this ball out in front of the receiver enough, and Bruton is able to make up the ground and make the interception. Excellent play by the defense.
First turnover of the game belongs to the Mustangs, and they have it at their own 46-yard line. Incidentally, the clock didn't start to run on the scoreboard. So the play was run off, and this is Dickerson, the big tailback, who is, along with Craig James, done an excellent job in this tailback-oriented offense, and there is the man who intercepted Bruton for the Mustangs. Now the clock starts to run. I think this might be the reason for this huddle on the part of the officials. That first play, the passing play of the second quarter, resulted in no seconds being run off the clock. 2nd down.
Moving too quick. Go! Go, Alice, go, baby.
At the 48-yard line of BYU. Short gain for the fullback, Michael Charles.
This is a good tackle by the middle linebacker, Kyle Whittingham.
Which gives us an opportunity to identify some of these other BYU defenders. The linebackers are St. Pierre, 38, Whittingham, who made that tackle, 59, and Red, 41. And here are the linebackers.
You'll see the middle linebacker, Whittingham, excuse me. No, that's, Whittingham. He shoots after the center blocks back. He comes into that hole and makes the tackle for virtually no gain.
3rd down, 3.5. McElhenney getting some pressure. Penalty flag down. Dickerson was the receiver, but a penalty flag down behind the line.
That is the first pass completion for SMU and McElhenney.
And a roughing the passer penalty will be very costly here to Brigham Young, because the gain was to the Brigham Young 42-yard line. And we'll await the explanation from referee John McClintock, as a major penalty is measured off against the Cougars, which moves the ball to the Brigham Young 27-yard line.
And it was roughing the passer, although McElhenney did not end up on the ground. Apparently he got hit well after he threw the ball.
Number 44 for the Cougars into the defensive lineup is David Opue. And wide to the right is the speedster who sometimes carries on reverses, Mitchell Bennett. First down. Fake to the tailback. This is Bennett. Ran a good pattern and a 1st and goal to go at the Brigham Young 7-yard line.
He runs a fine pattern, and
a penalty flag.
There's a flag down at the 7. I think you'll see excellent pass protection for McElhaney. He makes a running fake to the deep back, and then Mitchell breaks across the middle, and we don't even see a defender in the picture.
Mitchell Bennett is hit then by Bill Shefflin, the cornerback.
I think that must be a face mask. Oh, there it is. A little pushing.
There's Ron Meyer, the head coach of SMU. We understood he had some things planned that Brigham Young would not be ready for, and so far we've seen them. Half the distance to the goal line. Another penalty against BYU moves the ball inside the 4. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the signal. So now the Mustangs are going to go to double tight end. Pardon me, Grady.
I was going to say, Ray, one wonders if BYU, the players aren't getting just a little bit frustrated, unable to do anything on offense, and really unable to contain this SMU offense as well.
Close-up is of McElhaney. It's his brother Lot McElhaney who is in motion, and the tailback is hit near the line of scrimmage by Glenn Titanser.
Let's go! What a blow about line!
I don't think we need to tell you we have a microphone down along the sidelines.
That's a happy group of Mustangs down there.
2nd and goal between the 1 and 2 yard line of Brigham Young. Early 2nd quarter, 19-7, SMU leading. Dickerson now is the tailback. The fullback is Dijkhuizen. The tailback, Dickerson to the outside. Nope. Brigham Young was waiting. 43 was Shefflin, the fine cornerback, one of the first to make contact, and a loss on the play near the 4 yard line where it is 3rd and goal. And now BYU substitutes in the second.
Assistant Steve Endicott cooked up for this situation.
The only setback is Charles, the fullback. McElhaney to the end zone. Touchdown.
That was to James. He had lined up as a wing back on the right, went in motion all the way across the formation, and I don't know if the Brigham Young defenders lost him in all that activity, but he was very open, and it was an easy touchdown for SMU. There goes James across the formation. McElhaney looks like he's going to sprint it out and run. And when he throws it, you'll see that nobody is close to James.
Little did we know when we said that this was a tailback-oriented offense of the big role that these tailbacks would play. Craig James and Eric Dickerson have been outstanding in an attack directed by the freshman Lance McElhaney, the quarterback. There appears to be a little bit of confusion, and as a result, before we have another extra point, we're going to have another timeout with that score here in the 2nd quarter. Kicker Eddie Garcia is in. His holder is the punter Eric Kafis. An attempt for point number 26 for SMU. Garcia on target. So the long road back for the BYU Cougars represents a 19. He's had one kick all the way over the end line, and he's had 2 that were shanked a bit to the side and out of bounds. Sukahima might be able to run this one out. Yep. 5, 10. Short run back. Mustangs have done an excellent job of covering kicks, so Jim McMahon and company must start from the BYU 16-yard line, trailing 26-7. We see that Phillips will be the tailback, number 20. Eric Lane, number 36. The Hayward, California senior, will be the fullback.
Got the T-scoop the backside. Get this guy cut off.
Pretty sophisticated terminology as near as I can tell, Ray.
You want to know what goes on along the sidelines? That's what goes on along the sidelines. From the Brigham Young 16. McMahon being chased and loses about 5. Chased out of bounds by Byron Hunt, the Longview, Texas senior defensive end.
You'll see some strong penetration here in the middle of this line. That's the nose tackle, Michael Carter, just driving the center back. He loses him at the line of scrimmage, gets McMahon into a running game, and eventually wins it.
Result, loss of about 4. Second down, 14 at the Cougar 11.5-yard line. Wide to the left is Bill Davis. To the right is Dan Plater. Incomplete is the ruling. Plater had it for an instant, the Reno, Nevada junior, but it's ruled incomplete. And for Brigham Young, it is going to be a 3rd and 14.
SMU is getting such a strong pass rush on McMahon, and obviously good coverage in certain instances. They force him out of his original throw over here to Plater on the sideline. And
I'm sorry, that was Eric Lane, not the 86.
Yes. Even if Lane had made that reception, he wouldn't have gotten too much.
3rd and 14. At the 30-yard line, McMahon gets a big 3rd down completion to his wide receiver, Matt Braga.
This is the kind of play that McMahon is capable of. You'll see Braga coming from the left side, and he just runs a square-in pattern. On this particular play, the BYU offensive line gives McMahon good protection. Braga, a little guy, not a great deal of speed, but an excellent receiver because he rarely drops one.
First down at the Brigham Young 31-yard line. 26-7 is the score, and SMU is leading. The big rush, and the ball batted down by one of those big defensive linemen. I believe that might have been Michael Carter, the strong man, nose guard, the sophomore from Dallas.
You know, that was one of the occasions when the center, Bart Oates, had an excellent block on Carter, and it ended up working against BYU because Carter was still on the line of scrimmage whenever the ball was thrown.
Second down, 10. Braga goes to the right. Lloyd Jones comes out to the left. 2 of McMahon's favorite targets. Fumble. McMahon gets it back. But loss of a couple. Loss of a down. It'll be 3rd and 12 at the Cougar 29.
See if the exchange works out here. That does look like he pulled out just a little bit on the center. He had the presence of mind, of course, to get back in there and scramble around and make the recovery.
3rd down, 12, 11 minutes to play, first half. Here comes the rush. Down goes McMahon. The blitz came from Blaine Smith, one of the safety men, number 23.
Yep, safety blitz, and if we get a replay on this.
Maybe from her.
She might have it. Watch the nose guard here. Take a swing at the center. This is not a game for the genteel.
So McMahon is sacked. Punt formation time. Simmons is deep at the SMU 41-yard line. Good punt. Simmons, fair catch, 44-yard line, SMU. A very explosive SMU Mustang team has the ball at their own 44-yard line. With 10 minutes to play in a first half, it sees SMU leading 26-7. That can be labeled nothing but a big surprise. Here's Derrick. Here is Dickerson, their talented tailback, running one-on-one against Glenn Titensor, the senior from Westminster, California. And a result, no gain.
I think you'll see a good defensive play here by the left-end Titensor. He gets a little help from Whittingham on the rush. I think it was more Titensor than anything, and he evidently won that one-on-one battle with Lee Spivey.
Second down, 10. Wide to the left is Mitchell Bennett. To the right is Gary Smith. McElhenney fakes short.
There's a flag down.
Number 89, Gary Smith, was the intended target. What McElhenney wanted to give him was that stop and go.
And you will see that Bill Shefflin prevented the go part of that stop and go.
But pass interference to call. First down, SMU, Brigham Young, 44-yard line. And bringing in the play from the sidelines is tight end Ricky Bolden. So apparently SMU now will move to double tight ends. Fox 86, Bolden 87. The one wide receiver is Bennett, who is wide to the left, right in front of his coach Ron Meyer. This is Dickerson. Limited to about 4 yards. Has Brigham Young made any great defensive change in strategy, in alignment, or anything, Grady, to try and stop this offense?
I haven't seen anything. They still are playing a very balanced defense with the 4 down linemen lining up over the guards and the tackles. The middle linebacker appears to be a little more active than he was at the start of this game, and in fact is crowding the ball almost in a blitzing mode.
Second down, 7, 41-yard line of Brigham Young. That was Anthony Smith in motion. McElhenney has a lot of running room if he wants to run. First down inside the 30. Boy, what a dimension he adds to this offense with that great ability to run. And he's only a freshman from Dallas.
A really quick move you'll see by McElhenney. He gets to the outside, fakes to the tailback. He wants to throw this ball. Can't find anybody. Tucks it away. And there he shows his real speed.
Got a great block from Michael Charles, his sophomore fullback. First down SMU, Brigham Young 29-yard line. Just over 8 minutes to play in the first half. Dominated totally by SMU except for the one touchdown pass by McMahon to his tight end. This time the fullback is used for one of the few times in this game. Michael Charles, who blocked well on the first down run for McElhenney, gets 2 yards to the 26-yard line. That tells you the score. Continuing to go with 2 tight ends. Fox is on the left, Bolden is on the right. Again, Anthony Smith goes in motion. This is Dickerson, forced deep. Good play. I think that was set up by the safety, Mark Brady, was it not?
Without question. Brady read that turnaround option play that was successful early. And you'll see strong penetration by the safety, Brady. And McElhenney just had nowhere to go with the ball. Brady is right there, 5 yards deep in the SMU backfield.
And that enabled Tittenser to make the tackle. Loss on the play. 3rd and 9 at the BYU 27-yard line. Anthony Smith is out to the left, working against cornerback Tom Holmoe. Pressure. Incomplete pass, or is it a lateral?
It was an incomplete pass.
Incomplete. It was a forward, but very close to being a lateral pass.
From our vantage point, I think that we could see it was a pass.
So 4th down. And Garcia, the place kicker, with Cephas, the holder, is coming in, and we apparently will have a field goal attempt of about 44 to 45 yards.
The other one he made was 42 yards, so this is well within his range.
A 44-yard attempt. 6:52 to play, first half. It is good.
By a long way.
What a strong leg by Eddie Garcia. There's that kick again by Garcia, the successful field goal. Is he happy? He is happy.
Disappointed when he makes a bad kickoff. Happy when he makes a good field goal.
Only the one return man this time for BYU, and it's Sikahema. Up to about the 21-yard line. Now let's see who the operators will be here on the offense. Eric Lane will be the fullback. Scott Phillips will be the tailback. The last man to join the huddle will be the man who broke all of those NCAA passing records, Jim McMahon. Wide to the left is Braga. To the right, Lloyd Jones. Good protection. There's Braga. Up to the Brigham Young 53-yard line.
This looks like the same pattern that BYU ran during their last possession.
There is the kicker, Eddie Garcia.
Well, 1981, Ray, is right around the corner, and Mislu's magic will continue. We're going to have the CPC Women's International Golf Tournament coming up live on May 3rd. So be sure to join us, ladies and gentlemen, for one of the top women's tournaments of the new year, right?
BYU from the Cougar 43-yard line. McMahon, 45-yard line of the Mustangs. It's another first down. This time it's Bill Davis, and you'll notice, I'm sure, Brigham Young substitutes not one, but two wide receivers on virtually every play.
You'll see an excellent effort here on this replay. Yeah, Bill Davis going down. The ball is thrown apparently wide of him, but he makes a diving.
And down goes McMahon behind the line for a loss of about 6. And McMahon has been shaken up.
That's the second sack on young Jim McMahon.
It was Harvey Armstrong who reached the talented BYU quarterback for a loss of 6. There's the kicker, Eddie Garcia. Lance McElhenney, rather, number 11, the freshman quarterback of the Mustangs. Now we're back to the field of play, second down and 16. And Eric Lane drew a crowd in a hurry as Brigham Young tried to cross up the Mustangs, but waiting.
Well, it's a tough way to make a living. Running a draw play with 15 yards to go, and that SMU defense very strong and just taking away all the running lanes.
Third down, 18. Lloyd Jones is off to the wide side working against John Simmons, the outstanding cornerback. Now they're going to double up on that side. He's going for Braga. Good coverage by Dick Blaylock, a senior from Dallas.
He really airs this one out, Ray. About 55 yards, and with very little effort here. Just getting his feet set. Didn't appear to put anything extra on it, and there's the ball appearing at the end zone.
So it is fourth down. 4:35 now left in the half. Simmons is back at the 15-yard line to our left for SMU as we look at the end of that last play. Penalty flags are down. Did you see a fair catch there?
He did not signal a fair catch, but the coverage team has to give the receiver an opportunity to make the reception, and you'll see that the coverage team runs into Johnny Simmons.
So the signal's given by referee John McClintock. The infraction was by Brigham Young, and the Brigham Young has very definitely heard him.
Here's the play. Simmons is coming up to make the catch. Not a fair catch, but you still have to give him room. There's the coverage team, runs into him before the ball gets there. I don't think that hit was worth 15 yards.
So Jim Herman is called for the infraction. Result, SMU possession at the SMU 33-yard line. We still have over 4 minutes left to play in a first half that has been dominated almost in total by the Mustangs. scored on their first possession, scored a second touchdown on a run out of punt formation, scored on a pass. Number 81 wide left is Anthony Smith, the only wide receiver. SMU going with a double tight end offense. Here comes a tailback, Craig James, hard running, getting good yardage. First down out around the 45-yard line. Boy, they have two hard-running tailbacks in Craig James and Eric Dickerson.
They also have an excellent offensive line. Watch the right end, Ricky Bolton, number 87. He takes the linebacker and just drives him back off the ball and doesn't lose him until he's got him 6 yards deep in the secondary, and then James does the rest.
Result, SMU first down, Mustang 45-yard line. Number 81, Anthony Smith, will be replaced by Mitchell Bennett, the sophomore speedster from Bonham, Texas. He is to the near, the short side of the field. Mitchell Bennett. Fake to the tailback. McElhenney gets away from one, but not another Cougar. But McElhenney does well to get back to the line of scrimmage before being brought down by Chuck Ian.
Excellent pass coverage in the secondary. McElhaney has time initially to throw the ball, but can't find anyone, then has to end up running and makes a fine play in his own right, avoiding that first tackle and getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Anthony Smith comes back in, sent in by that man, Ron Meyer. 2nd and 10 SMU at their own 45-yard line. The fullback. Nothing there as Michael Charles is hit down very quickly. It will be 3rd down and 9 at the Mustang 46. We're going to have a change in the offensive line now. Harry Hartnett is coming in. He'll replace Mike Mason at right guard.
Ray, one of my favorite sports, and I know the viewers too, the sport of bowling, and the Miller Doubles Bowling Championship coming up in Reno, Nevada in February. I'm looking forward to it on the Mislew Television Network.
Here's a 3rd and 9, SMU play. McElhenney under pressure. That pass was completed somehow.
I have
Anthony Smith.
have no idea.
Was it Anthony Smith? No, it wasn't. It was tight end Clement Fox. But how in heaven's name McElhenney ever got it away, I don't know.
Here's McElhenney. He wants to look left. Can't find anybody. Goes into his act. Scrambles around. Makes a couple of people miss. And Mark Brady came right over the top of Fox. I don't know how in the world Fox hung onto that ball, but he did.
Lance McElhenney signaled over to his coach that he definitely wanted to go for the first down. The play gained to within a yard of a first down at the Cougar 46-yard line. Now, there's no indication here on the part of SMU that they are going to kick it away. I don't know whether we should call that a ground level or about an amp level camera, Grady. Here's the signal. We had a penalty, defensive penalty, a pass interference penalty, which will result in a first down. And here, we're going to say we're going to hear from the referee, but our referee's microphone has not been in operation this evening.
What they had was a 9-yard gain, but it would have been left at 4th and 1, and they took a 5-yard penalty, which made it 1st and 10.
But it is a 1st and 10 at the SMU 49. Dyke Husen is the fullback. Anthony Smith is in motion. The fake was to Dickerson. McElhenney loves to roll. Penalty flag down. The pass incomplete at the 38-yard line of BYU. But remember, we have a penalty flag.
This is a real contact game, and we mentioned earlier, it's not for the timid. Watch this hit. Ouch. SMU
will be penalized on the play if Brigham Young elects to accept it. And the Cougars do. And it's a major penalty, a 15-yarder. And with 2:28 to play in the half. A holding penalty. A 15-yarder moves it back to the SMU 35-yard line. Now let's see if SMU would desert the double tight ends, might use the wide. Now they're going to go with the double wide receivers now. Anthony Smith, 81, Gary Smith, 89, are both in the game. Anthony Smith will go in motion. This is Dickerson trying to get outside and nowhere to go. Good play. Brad Ane, the junior from Hawaii, number 93, and a loss on the play.
This is excellent penetration by the right side of the BYU defense. Dickerson just has no place to go. Now he comes up and makes this tackle for a 5-yard loss.
Well, stay with us at halftime now as we see one of the younger members of the audience as we have the Queens in review. And we have some beauties, gentlemen, here at the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. Also, the Navy will be featured at halftime.
2nd and 30 as Dickerson gets about 9 or 10, and it's going to be a 3rd and 20. Watching the clock, it's running. Less than a minute and a half will remain in the first half when the ball is snapped the next time by Lance Peterson, the captain, to his quarterback Lance McElhenney. But the Cougars decide that they'll stop the clock here with the timeout. The score here in the 3rd annual Holiday Bowl: SMU 29, Brigham Young 7. We are live at the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. The SMU Mustangs have shocked this crowd of near 30,000 by leading BYU 29-7 here late in the first half. It is a 3rd and 20 for the Mustangs at their own 39-yard line. Lance McElhenney has directed this attack all of the first half. Hands off to Dickerson, his tailback. Dickerson gets a couple of yards. It's going to bring up a 4th and long. A punt formation time for SMU. Brigham Young immediately calls another timeout. Incidentally, a moment ago, Dwayne Dow mentioned that we'll be featuring some Navy activities at halftime, and I think it appropriate that I speak for, amongst others of our Mizzlou Television Network staff here, that amongst the highlights this week in San Diego was a luncheon and a tour of the USS Kitty Hawk. And for Captain Tudor Teague and his staff, one of the most delightful, interesting times that and I speak for you, Grady. I just never enjoyed anything so much in my life as a visit to that carrier here in San Diego.
It was truly a great experience, having only seen aircraft carriers in movies, to see one up close.
It was truly an inspirational afternoon, and we're so grateful. It is punt formation time for Eric Kafis. Time left in the first half, 1 minute, 23 seconds. Back deep by Sikahema. Not too deep. Great difficulty running it back. But there goes Sikahema. Maybe.
He's gone.
He is gone. He is gone. Oh!
He just makes a truly outstanding move to field this ball among coverage people. I'm sure we'll get a replay of this from a couple of different angles. This is a great individual play by Sikahema. Here we are from the end zone. The kick is not very good. Kafis kicks it short. It bounces. The coverage man lets up just a little. Sikahema comes between them, picks it up down the sideline, and you'll see him make a fine move on the safety man here, which is Craig James.
And it's a play just like that could very well spark this Brigham Young team that is now within 16 points at 29-13. And the extra point attempt by Kurt Gunther is going to be a fake. It is going to be a pass, and it is going to be incomplete. The pass was attempted by Bill Shepard.
Here's this kick return again from the ground level. You see how fast he's moving when he flies by those white shirts and just leaves them in a blur. Picks up a convoy after he crosses the 50-yard line, and there it is, 6 points.
So instead of, and we still have 1:10 left to play in the first half. SMU's lead is now 29-13. And that brought this host of Cougar fans who have followed their team from Utah to a roar here at San Diego Stadium. So a first half that was pretty much dominated by SMU.
Maybe we should talk tactics just a little bit. When you're behind by 22 points, you obviously need at least one 2-point conversion to get back to a tie, and 2 of those 2-point conversions in order to win. And so they didn't waste any time trying to go for the 2-point conversion. Unfortunately, they didn't get it, and now they really need 2 to get to take the lead in this game.
John Simmons for 1 is deep for SMU, and Dick Blaylock is the other. The kick will be by Lee Johnson.
Do you go onside here, Ray?
Well, you really wouldn't have too much to lose. It might be worth a try.
Lee Johnson kicking.
Decision is no. This is Blaylock at the goal line. 10, 20, that's all. Holding on for dear life was Mark Brady.
20-yard return.
Mike Jensen was there. Now let's see whether SMU plays it close to the vest or not, with the ball deep in their own territory and 1:04 left in the half. There is the hero of that punt return, number 23 for the Cougars. By Sakahima, a freshman from Mesa, Arizona.
When things go bad, they really go bad. There's a penalty flag down
At the 29-yard line of SMU.
And I think they're calling tripping against BYU. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
So instead of having it at the 21, the Mustangs will have it at their 30, close to the 36. Now that's unusual. A clipping penalty against the team that kicked off. That you just don't see very often.
Particularly when you're the host school.
All right. The wide receiver is Gary Smith to the right. To the left is Anthony Smith. In the slot right is Dickerson, the tailback. And McElhenney's going to the air. Oh, and that was Shefflin who almost picked it off, intended for Dickerson. And that would have been 6 if he'd have grabbed that.
I hate to question a coach of Ron Meyer's ability, but one wonders what he's trying to prove here. I mean, you could sit on this lead very nicely, make the other guys come to you, and maybe you'd get some interceptions.
Now, 2nd and 10, SMU 35. Again, the single setback. Michael Charles, the Houston sophomore, but here goes McElhenney to the air again. And this one he completes, close to a first down out around the 46-yard line. Craig James, the tailback. And SMU is definitely trying to get something going here. 54 seconds left in the half now.
Here's an end zone shot of that pass. McElhenney drops back, gets more than adequate protection, hits James coming across the middle. And he was open, wide open.
First down, 46-yard line as the clock ticks away the final second. Here's Craig James. Hot from behind by Chuck Ian, the Layton Utah sophomore. This is the hurry-up offense, no huddle. Tailback Craig James, one of the running and receiving stars of the first half. That ball bounced off Glenn Teitzner, the defensive end, intended for Craig James.
Titans saw that they were going to try to throw the ball into the flat to James and just left his block. Did not try and rush McElhenney, just tried to get out there in the way and apparently got a piece of that ball.
Is Teitzner as active as it seems to me he is?
Yes, he makes a lot of plays for them. He is their leading sack man with 13 quarterback traps. And they've also given him credit for 38 hurries on the quarterback.
Smith and Bennett are both out wide to the left on 3rd down and 4. Michael Henney is dropped for a loss. It'll be 4th down with only 22 seconds. Less than that now as the clock continues to run. Now, surprisingly, SMU asks for a timeout. Now that I don't understand, unless I don't see anybody injured.
No, I saw the man call the timeout, number 52, Robert Barnes. And the only reason you'd want to call one is if you're going to try and retain possession. After you've just gotten burned with an 80-yard punt return, I don't think you'd want to give the other man an opportunity.
I have a feeling that Ron Meyer might have been surprised by that timeout call.
Yes, I would have to agree.
The special team is about to come on with 17 seconds remaining in the half. Remember now, at halftime, in addition to other features, we'll have some highlights of that before-mentioned luncheon and visit to the USS Kitty Hawk. Sikahema is back. Eric Kafis will be doing the punting.
I wouldn't be surprised to see BYU go for a block here. If they happen to rough him, there's not much time left for SMU to do anything with it. But now the alignment doesn't indicate that.
They have just the 8 men up front. Oh, they did go for it, and Shepland almost got one. Down by SMU. 26-yard line of Brigham Young. 6 seconds left in the half. Here was that near block.
Yep. And it's a great acting job by Kifis. The man runs well in front of him. Now watch Kifis fall. He now is qualified for the National Football League.
All right, 6 seconds left in a very exciting first half. Jim McMahon with maybe an opportunity to throw 1, maybe 2 more passes. He has thrown 1 touchdown pass, that to his tight end, Clay Brown, on an outstanding pass and run play. Brown made a great catch and then run. McMahon inside the 20, 4 seconds left. 2 seconds. He's going to let it all hang out. Braga down there and incomplete on the final play of the first half. But let me tell you something, as long as Jim McMahon and company's in the football game, this game is not over.
Report the first aid, please.
Brady, there are a couple of statistics here that I think are worth pointing out as we await the final clearing of the field in the second half kickoff.
Well, the score obviously very one-sided. The stats are as well, Ray. Southern Methodist has 16 first downs to BYU's